Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle grilled big tech CEOs Thursday over how misinformation and extremism spreads on their platforms. The executives of Facebook, Twitter, and Google testified at the virtual hearing. All three faced tough questions regarding the role social media played in the U.S. Capitol riot and lies about the pandemic. House lawmakers said they want to hold the companies accountable for their technologies. For more on all this, I want to bring in CBS News, politics, and tech reporter Sadiq Badar. Moose, it's good to have you. So how much did lawmakers focus on social media's role in the riots and the U.S. Capitol? And how did the tech CEOs respond?
Lana, it was a big part of today's hearing, especially early on among questions from Democratic members. The committee's chairman, Frank Pallone Jr. from Pennsylvania, Democrat, said that the social media companies played a role in fomenting the insurrection that took place at the Capitol. Some members argued that the use of algorithms across the platforms contributes to the discord that led to the violence that day. The social media companies argued that they did their part in protecting election integrity. They said that they connected users with authoritative sources. They tried to label misleading posts. And Facebook's founder, Mark Zuckerberg, actually said that it should be former President Donald Trump who needs to be held responsible for the speech he gave that day outside the White House, which Zuckerberg said led to the violence outside the Capitol.
Democratic Congressman Mike Doyle from Pennsylvania criticized these companies over their role in promoting anti-vaccine content on their platforms, in addition to the criticisms we heard about the Capitol attack. Let's first of all listen to what he had to say.
We are faced with waves of disinformation on social media about the safety and efficacy of these shots. These vaccines are our best chance we have to fight this virus. And the content that your websites are still promoting, still recommending, and still sharing is one of the biggest reasons people are refusing the vaccine.
So, Sadiq, how did these CEOs respond to those concerns?
Lana, Congressman Doyle made those remarks during his opening statements. He is the chair of the Technology and Communications Subcommittee, and others also made that similar argument that there is still misinformation circulating on social media platforms about the coronavirus, but also about the vaccine. And they say that Americans are hesitant to get the vaccine because of what they're seeing on the social media platforms. Now, the companies argued that they have been and will continue to connect users with authoritative sources, with information from the CDC, from local health experts, and they say that they will label information that is false and misleading. Facebook recently expanded its list of items that they say they will flag when folks mention it across posts, whether it is misinformation about the vaccine or conspiracy theories about what it will cause and what it will do to those who get it. So they say this is something that they will continue to monitor as more Americans continue to get vaccinated.
You know, whenever we're talking about misinformation, Section 230 of the 1996 Communications Act always comes up. Mark Zuckerberg, he made some proposed changes to the Communications Decency Act. What was he saying?
Yeah, well, that's an important law because it provides social media companies with protection and immunity from liability against what others say on their platform. So, for example, I can't sue Facebook for what you say about me on the platform, but at the same time, it gives them an opportunity to moderate content without any kind of accountability. This is where some of the challenges have come up because Democrats say that they are not doing enough to moderate content, whereas Republicans have been arguing that they are silencing conservative voices. So one thing that Zuckerberg proposed today was having a system in place that forces large social media companies to monitor and moderate content that is clearly illegal, content that is harmful to the public. But he said that lawmakers need to be cautious about changing these rules because it may not properly apply to some of the smaller social media companies, because while Facebook and Twitter and Google may have the resources to moderate content more heavily, some of these other companies may not be able to do it. So the changes to Section 230 is one thing that came out of this hearing that lawmakers are going to look at and want to move forward with the reforms.
All right, Sadiq, thank you.
Thank you.